Monday, May 19th, 2025, at 7:07 PM. Roll call.
Blackwell,
Blackwell.
Kimball,
Present.
Collins,
Present.
Zachary is absent, Yossi,
Present.
we have enough for quorum.
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Looking for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Campbell, second by Collins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. Public comment. Is there anybody in the public that'd like to address the council? Now is the time. We have some government class. All right. How about you back in the corner there? You have government as well?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just reading my budget.
All right.
Enjoying some government.
Yeah, right. You please state your name and what city you're with. Stand up and state your name.
My name is Trenton Bowles. I live in Long Grove, Iowa. My name is Aiden Breuer. I live in Parkview. My name is Carter. I live in Parkview.
All right, thank you. Tonight, we'll have a couple meetings, so there'll be a break, and then at that time, you can bring your paperwork up, and anybody at this table here can sign up for it. 5A, consideration to approve the regular city council minutes from the May 5th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Campbell, second by Yossi to approve the regular council minutes from May 5th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. 5B, consideration to approve the committee of whole minutes from the May 5th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Yossi, second by Collins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay? The ayes have it. 5C, consideration to approve the special committee of the whole minutes from May 8th, 2025.
Second.
Motion by Blackwell, second by Collins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. 5D, consideration to approve the bills payable. Scott, do you have any questions?
No questions tonight.
Ryan?
No questions, Your Honor.
Dan?
No questions, sir.
All right, so here, motion to approve the bills payable.
So moved.
Second.
Adrian, do you have any questions tonight on the bills payable? All right. With that being said, your motion to approve?
I made the motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Campbell, second by Yossi. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, ayes have it. 5E, consideration to reappoint Matt Gooding to the Community Center Board for a term that expires on 6/1/2029. When we appointed him, he was to fill in the remainder of a first term. So he said he'd be glad to be reappointed. So I'm asking the council to reappoint.
I've worked with Mark and he's a good guy. I make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Collins, second by Yossi to reappoint Mark Gooding to Community Center Board for a term expiring on 6/1/2029. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, ayes have it. 6A, consideration the third and final reading of ordinance 2025-10, amending Title D, Chapter 2, Section 37, signs of the Eldridge City Code. Jeff, has anybody called on this?
Thank you, Mayor. In the interest of saving time and getting these government students home while it's still light out, I will also let you know that we received no comments on A through D of old business.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome, Mayor.
I'll make a motion that we consider the third and final reading of ordinance 2025-10.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion by Campbell, second by Yossi for the third and final reading of ordinance 2025-10. Roll call.
Yossi,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Blackwell. Motion carries.
All right, thanks, Letty. 6B, consideration of the second reading of ordinance 2025-11, rezoning 113 East Lincoln Road from I-2 General Industrial to C3 General Commercial. And Jeff already told us nobody has called on this.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Campbell, second by Collins. Roll call.
Collins,
Aye.
Blackwell, Yossi,
I'll be abstaining due to conflict of interest.
Campbell,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, thank you, Letty. 6C, consideration of the second reading of ordinance 2025-12, updating erosion and sediment control.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Campbell, second by Collins. Roll call.
Campbell,
Aye.
Yossi,
Aye.
Blackwell, Collins,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, thank you. 6D, consideration of the second reading of ordinance 2025-13, updating post-construction stormwater management.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
motion by Blackwell, second by Campbell. Roll call.
Yossi,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Blackwell, motion carries.
All right. Into 7, new business. 7A, discussion and consideration to have public works staff plant and maintain the flowers in the large concrete planters in the downtown.
Thank you, Mayor. This year we took the hanging flower baskets from Leclerc Road and moved those downtown. The height of them on Leclerc Road, they were hard to maintain and they would just die off right away. So we moved those downtown. And then we have 16 planters on the corners downtown that need to have flowers purchased and planted in them. So Tony got a quote from the greenhouse that provides the flowers for the hanging baskets. They can provide the flowers. They also have availability to plant them if that's something we're interested in. The quotes that we received today would be $800 for the flowers for all 16 planters. For the flowers and planting, it would be $1,160. And they would be able to plant this weekend, most likely on Sunday, the 25th.
$360 additional to plant 16 planters. Let them have it.
I agree.
I don't think we can do it for less than that, honestly, guys.
It takes over 3 hours to do because
Yeah,
me and my wife used to do it.
yeah.
I'd make a motion that who's the company or who's doing it?
Little Red Barn Greenhouses.
I'd make a motion that we have Little Red Barn greenhouses bring flowers and plant them.
Second.
Motion by Campbell, second by Yossi to approve Little Red Barn to plant the cement planters downtown. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Nay. The ayes have it. 7B, consideration to hire a part-time summer intern for City Hall. Nevada?
Thank you, Mayor. This is something that the administrative team has been talking about for a while for City Hall. It's come up at some of our conferences recently as other cities are looking to do the same, especially the smaller communities that don't have as much staff and resources to partner with colleges to bring students in that are looking for summer jobs and are in a program that may lead to a career in local government at some point. So it would help us get that younger generation involved and engaged in civic service. So what the proposal would be for us for this first year to try it out and see how it works out for Eldridge would be to hire a candidate at $15 an hour for up to 30 hours per week. Looking at an employment term from approximately June 16th to August 8th for a total of 8 weeks. At 30 hours a week for 8 weeks for base wages, including IFRS and FICA, we would be looking at an approximate cost of about $4,215. Some of the proposed tasks that we would be looking at this person completing would be scanning and organizing the archived records that are in the basement at City Hall, assembling the elected official orientation packet that we want to use for future onboarding of elected officials, preparing and distributing the community input survey, preparing and distributing an employee engagement and satisfaction survey, drafting policies and policy updates, various research projects, such as comparables and grant research, doing function setup and fund cross-reference in our new ERP Pro system for our financial and human resource management, taking pictures and drafting form letters and other administrative follow-up tasks, doing water service line inventory, and plenty of other duties that we haven't necessarily identified yet. Our hope would be to try this for 1 year, be able to evaluate the success and provide a report back to the city council, and hopefully a recommendation to potentially continue providing this opportunity annually if the budget allows.
I'm a big believer in interns, and I think anything that we can do to further help the future, I think is a good thing. And as long as you and Jeff think that you can oversee this and it's gonna be a benefit, I'm all for it.
I agree. I'd also see how this goes this first year. I think the idea of having one internally in City Hall and then also having one at Public Works would be something that'd be beneficial, and that extra set of hands would probably help Public Works just as much as City Hall.
Oh, yeah.
You need a motion to that?
Yes.
That's my motion.
Okay, in your second, right? Motion by Campbell, second by Yossi to approve hiring a part-time summer intern for City Hall. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. 7C, consideration to approve 2 separate road closure requests from Maloney's Pub and all day on June 28th, 2025 for side-by-side poker run. And then on July 19th, 2025 from 7 a.m. to 1 for a Veterans Memorial Ride.
They're both on Saturdays, so it wouldn't hurt the lumber company at all. Is that correct?
Correct. It's actually June 28th for the side-by-side. July.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's attached on your agenda packet as the correct day of June 28th. This is what they provided us when they submitted the request. The area.
I did speak with Chief Lullig this morning on this as well, and he saw no issues with any of it, either the dates or the closure.
I'd make a motion to approve the request as written.
Second.
Motion by Yossi, second by Campbell to approve Maloney's road closure request. All those in favor say aye.
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 Nays? Ayes have it. Number 8, activity board staff reports. Nevada?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of quick things. This is National Public Works Week from the 18th to the 24th. So just a thank you to all of our Public Works employees for everything they do for the organization as well as for the community and its residents. This North Scott Community School District has received a quote for the sidewalk installation along 5th Street that they'll be taking to their board for approval. Speaking with Zach, we should have our project cost proposal. He's amending that right now to include the additional 2 feet of paving. That should be ready to be on our June 2nd agenda for approval.
Yeah.
We have the Joint Community Center Board meeting scheduled for our regular Committee of the Whole meeting on June 2nd at 6 p.m. out here at the Community Center. Jamie Stecker has started in her position as the new Community Center Manager. She's working with Gage on training, and everything's been going really smooth so far. We did have our pre-construction meeting for 4th and LeClaire for the traffic signal project. MOLO has signed off and approved the temporary easement exhibit. We met with Valentine Construction and Tri-City Electric, and we expect that project to go really smooth. Bonsack and Fromelt will be coming to City Hall on July 9th and 10th to start the interim audit procedures for fiscal year 25. That's it.
Timeline for the 4th stoplight, is that still fall?
They will be starting in, I believe, late June. They'll have the LeClaire will be open for Summerfest. They'll have the project complete by the end of August, I believe.
Thanks, Nevada. Jeff, can I call on you next, please?
Thanks, Mayor. I did send an email out to the council on 3 state laws that will affect our local ordinances. One of those is Senate File 592, which allows accessory dwelling units in R1 single family residential districts. Staff is currently reviewing this and trying to decide what the impact is gonna be on Eldridge, and we're also talking to surrounding communities to see how they're gonna handle their ordinance changes for this. Senate File 303 restricts the city's ability to regulate fireworks on July 3rd, 4th, and December 31st. Basically mandating that we follow the state code as written. We can't restrict it any more than the state code says on their days. Basically for Eldridge, that's just gonna amount to an earlier start time in our local ordinance. I'll have that rewritten in front of you for that change of the first meeting in June. And then the third bill is Senate File 659, which includes many, many items that I think they belong together, and just push that through with everything else that they couldn't get through or needed to get through. But of particular interest to us is Division 10 of that, which mandates a state fire marshal to conduct a study on the foremost populous counties in Iowa. Scott County is the number 3 most populous county. And they will create a report which includes recommendations for the implementation of countywide fire protection services. And this study is required to be finished by June 30th of 2026. So again, I thought that was of particular interest to us since we've been talking a lot about that too.
Jeff, or since you brought the fire department up, have they responded to our request for information? That's been 10 days ago when they were supposed to get us information. Have they gotten us anything yet?
So I did email them the Friday after our Thursday night meeting to just give them a list of, a follow-up list of what we had requested for documentation. I asked them to hopefully get it to us by that following Monday so that we could start working on what next steps would look like for reviewing those documents. I have not heard back from them from that Friday email, so I'm not sure. We had not received any documents and I haven't had a response to the email.
And they were kind of in a hurry to get things going, and we had talked about, or Brian had said we could do this in 8 weeks. Well, now we're 10 days later and they haven't fulfilled their thing. So I just think we need to reach out to them again and see what the deal is. And also, if you read that report that Jeff sent out on that bill, that could affect what we're talking about doing too. I mean, that's a pretty major deal, and I'm not certain we can fast track what we're talking about with the fire department until we have more information on this, because I don't want to do something now and then 2 years from now have to redo it. So I think our way of thinking might be a little bit different than it was 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because if something happens and that does go in effect,
Right,
we're stuck holding the ball in,
right,
and that means they go around us.
right. And one of the things, I mean, since we're talking about it, you know, they brought up the issue about they're all burned out, you know, and tired and everything and low members. But even if we take it over, they're still gonna have 16 members, and they're still gonna have 16 members responding to 800 calls, and that we didn't really talk about that. You know, how is us taking it over gonna alleviate their burnout? By hiring one fire chief is not gonna solve that problem. So those are all things I think we need to think about moving forward. And then that leads to the next question. So next step, you know, they wanted us to fast track this. And so what is the next step then?
I think we need to get a response from them, the information that was requested.
Right. It was pretty basic information. We weren't asking for a lot. No further questions, Jeff. Okay, is that a lawyer? That's not a lawyer. Is that how it works?
You rest.
I'm good.
Didn't have to say that.
I rest my case.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome, Mayor.
Letty, you have anything to report tonight?
Just, I'll be sending out some end of month and year-to-date financials. I wasn't able to get into the packet, but you guys will be seeing that. And we'll get those caught up. You guys will be seeing several months worth here in the next few weeks, and I'll just get more up to date on them. So I'll be emailing those tomorrow morning.
Right, thank you. All right, that ends our open part of tonight's meeting. If you government class would like to bring your paper or work, like I said, anybody up here can sign it.